Hello there! Good day everyone! I'm Maika F. Alcabasa, BSED Mathematics 3A. And today, we are going to discuss about project-based multimedia learning. Before we proceed to the project-based multimedia learning, let us know first what project-based learning. Project-based learning is a pedagogical strategy in which students independently gather resources and information to create a project or product related to a topic. Meaning to say, the teachers set the goals for the learners and then it allows the learners to explore the topic and create their project. Through this, students develop life skills including critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and confidence. Let us also define multimedia. Multimedia is a representation of information in an attractive and interactive manner with the use of combination of text, audio, video, graphics, and animation. Through multimedia, it increases the learning effectiveness of the students and it is more productive than traditional learning methods. The multimedia approach helps them to develop their higher order thinking skills. Let's proceed to the project-based multimedia learning. Project-based multimedia learning is a method of teaching in which students acquire new knowledge and skills in the course of designing, planning, and producing a multimedia product. By applying project-based multimedia learning, we as a future teachers will promote and develop our planning and organizational skills, research and technical skills, synthesis and analysis of complex content and data, how to present information in compelling ways, understanding of how academic subject matter applies to the real world. Here are the main features of project-based multimedia learning. We have 7 dimensions of project-based multimedia learning, and these are core curriculum, real-world connection, extended time frame, student decision-making, collaboration, assessment, and multimedia. Core curriculum. At the foundation of any unit of this type is a clear set of learning goals drawn from whatever curriculum or set of standards is in use. So in this type, the word core means center or emphasizing the inner goal of project-based multimedia learning so that the students can acquire knowledge and skills. Whatever curriculum that has been implemented by the DepEd, we should not waste our time to teach our future students to be able to acquire new information and skills. Next is real-world connection. It seeks to connect students' work and school with the wider world in which the students live. So while we are alive in this world, I believe we still doing learning. Every day, work is a new learning experience. That's why as a learner, we need to be realistic in learning such things because what we have learned since childhood up to present is a meaningful contribution to our life. It gives more knowledge, skills, and experiences that we will be proud of. Next is extended time frame. A good project is not a one-shot lesson. It extends over a significant period of time. The actual life of project depends on the nature of the project and the age of the students. So, it requires much time so that the students will experience a succession of challenges and they will be proud of what they accomplish. Next is student decision making. In project-based multimedia learning, students have a say. So in project-based multimedia learning, teachers do carefully for what decisions they have to be made. The students. Teachers will guide the students' decisions and give some advices to be able to accomplish a good final project. Next is collaboration. We define collaboration as working together jointly to accomplish a common intellectual purpose in a manner superior to what might have been accomplished working alone. So it is about having a cooperative group or students working together as a team or by pair. So each of the students will have their own contribution or role to be able to accomplish their final work. Next is assessment. Regardless of the teaching method used, data must be gathered on what students have learned. So regardless of the teaching method used of the teachers, we don't know yet if the students really care and understand the discussion. So if you are a good and active teacher and using a direct proposed experience, having 90% of learning that students will acquire based on the score experience. Of course, your students must supposedly 90% of what you have discussed unless a teacher is just having a written output or visual aids and let the students write it on their notebook and just discussing without doing it. Even if the students understand your lesson, you are still required to give additional assessment challenges for the students to have 3 different roles in the project-based multimedia learning context. So these are activities for developing expectation, activities for improving the media products, and activities for compiling and discriminating evidence of learning. And the last dimension of project-based multimedia learning is multimedia. In multimedia projects, students do not learn simply by using multimedia produced by others. They learn by creating it themselves. Through research their project, they can gather and create pictures, video clips, recordings, and other media objects that will serve as raw materials of their final project. Let's proceed to the advantages of multimedia. It is value added to your teaching. It is a powerful motivator as proven in the class. It actively engages students in the learning task. Students are likewise engaged in the production of multimedia presentation. Next is the disadvantages of multimedia. The first disadvantages is you need time to orient the students on what are expected of them, guidelines, goals, and objectives of the project, and more so for your students to gather and organize their data, work on their presentations, and the like. Second, this strategy requires technical skills on your part and on the part of your students. And last, there is a tendency to lose track of the goals and objectives of your lesson because the technology spec has gotten the timeline. And here are the examples of multimedia presentation. These are the process in creating this multimedia presentation. And the last is the lesson learned.